I just saw a synth get born.
Please, step this way for processing.
We received a work order from SRB. What do they do?
Whoa.
They're requesting replacement courses. Quite a few, actually.
Processing?
Guess they lost a whole unit to the surface. Is this some sort of joke? Using my sense so well. I refuse to give him any more. Should I tell him?
Out. I wouldn't wish dealing with that man on my worst enemy. If you ask me, the synth software could use a little more debugging.
So you were there the day the bombs fell. That must have been terrifying.
You know about that.
Gentries are functioning
SRB doesn't agree. Statistically, the Gentries
Hey there.
have shown an
We
increase
really
in
need
body
all these coursers roaming the halls? I assure you. Rumor is, advanced systems are starting a new dark matter initiative soon.
So many people are talking at once. So many people are having different conversations at once. Alright, let's start talking to people.
You and everyone else firmly
All
hold
our
on to
divisions
the
are important.
opinion that the
But
Synths
I
are
tend to think of robotics
By limiting
as the
them,
first among
we limit our work.
I am well aware of your ideas, Doctor, and there is a reason they are not the popular ones. There needs to be a distinction between us and them.
No, they are an evolution of us. The Synths possess vast untapped potential if we only let them show it.
I suggest you keep your radical opinions to yourself from now on. Otherwise, you might find yourself being escorted to the teleporter for a one-way trip.
Yeesh.
We're quite fortunate to have the Synths to aid us.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Ah, it's you. You're finally with us.
You've been waiting for me?
I just have to apologize for any trouble our Synths may have caused for you on your way here.
Well-
They, of course, couldn't be told of your identity. And they have very specific protocols for protecting themselves and institute interests, most of which I designed myself. Not to make problems for you, though. Will you be staying with us then?
That depends. What's it to you?
What's it to you?
Oh, forgive me. I realize. Well, I understand that's somewhat personal. It would just mean a great deal to Sean. If you require anything, especially as it pertains to Synths, please let me know.
Well, I have questions.
Hi, Doc.
The Synths are treating you well, I hope.
dealing with that man on my worst enemy.
Today is full of possibilities.
Dr. Orman's lecture on cold fusion was nothing short of a revelation.
Hey,
So much research, so little time. Hello. Pardon me.
Max.
excuse me, Doctor.
You've arrived at a momentous time. Our third generation synths are a true breakthrough. The culmination of centuries of research. It's no exaggeration to say that they're superior in almost every way to human beings.
Superior how?
What makes them superior?
The list of improvements is exhaustive. I can talk for an hour and still not cover all of it. Imagine what you could accomplish if you could live without fear of hunger or disease. Imagine what you could create if you could spend every waking moment of your life as you saw fit, with no need of sleep. Like I said, a momentous time.
But they're not really humans, though. Not to say that humans or synths are better than each other. Not necessarily saying that one is better than the other. I'm just saying they're still not really human, though.
Dr. Loken.
If you ask me, the synth software could use a little more debugging.
I'm gonna take some of these. All right.
Another lovely day, isn't it?
Wow, look at all this stuff. Recorder? Yes. All these doodads. Robotics terminal. Production schedule. Group ID 26267B. Group classification. G3 specialized labor. Role specification. Excavation and construction. Project ID E661. Unit scheduled 3. Group ID 312156, Group Classification G3 Standard, Role Specification Operations and Maintenance, Project ID A119, Unit Schedule 2. Group 49831F, Group Classification G2 Security, Role Specification Salvage Operations, Project ID K433, Unit Scheduled 4. Group 63175B, Group Classification G3 Standard, Role Specification Operations and Maintenance, Project ID B787, Unit Scheduled 1. Plan System Upgrades. Current project. Project Ident 799876543. Status. Approved in progress. See implementation status below for details. Description. Implementation of new synthetic optic nerve tissue. Goals. 10 to 12% increase in visual acuity. Upgrade implementation status. Units scheduled 19. Units upgrade 12. Notes. Next scheduled units C461 3795. Other units scheduled and ready to fill in for the duration of the upgrade. Abinet. Upgrade completed on units T722, P874, D558, ML Loken. Next scheduled units T722, P874, D558. Other units scheduled and ready to fulfill in for the duration of the upgrade. Abinet. Upgrade completed on units V528, SR22, R446, ML Loken. Next scheduled units V528, S322, R446. Other units scheduled and ready to fill in for the duration of the upgrade. Abinet. Upcoming projects. Project Identification 3846106734. Status. Approved. Awaiting implementation. Description. Motor reflex response time improvements. Goals. 70% increase in motor reflex reaction time. Project Identification 8102948562. Status. Approved. Awaiting implementation. Description. Targeting software package upgrade. Goals. 5 to 8% increase in ranged weapon accuracy. Project Identification 581027484. Status. Awaiting approval. Description. Complete transfusion to replace Type 7701 synthetic blood with Type 9010. Goals. More rapid clotting. Improved infection resistance. Huh. I didn't realize synths can get infected. Like, they can turn into walkers and stuff. View access logs. Access local login Binay A. Notes. Access production schedule. Access local login Binay A. Notes. Routine diagnostic and courser designate X688. All functions normal. Access local login Binay A. Notes. Updated production schedule. Access remote login AOJ. Notes. Redacted. Access local login Binay A. Notes. More reprogramming work on new AI software. Whoa. So that's the soup that gives life.
Please don't get any germs on me.
It's another robotics terminal. Departmental notices. Impending arrival. Oh my. Our monitoring of events on the surface has confirmed that the time is almost at hand. Very soon our guest will be here. I admit that I feel both hope and trepidation when I think of how our first meeting will go. Please make whatever preparations that you deem necessary. Consider all sensitive information to be classified for the time being. We cannot know for certain what our visitors' motivations will be, especially after coming into contact with Railroad. We will exercise caution. But we must also extend a warm welcome. In time, once a measure of trust has been earned, we can be more forthcoming. I need not remind you all how important this is to me personally, but I want you also to think of the opportunity for the entire Institute. We stand to gain a greater deal if we make the most of that opportunity. Father. Power conservation update. I recently met with Dr. Lee, there's that name again, to review the latest power distribution metrics, and there is both good news and bad to share. I'll begin with the good. It's clear that we have all taken to heart Dr. Lee's request for a greater emphasis on power conservation. The metrics demonstrate that we have improved our efficiency across the board. I'm particularly proud to note that the robotics division has shown the most improvement in this regard, surpassing even advanced systems. Well done. Unfortunately, the efforts we have made to date are simply not enough. We must continue to find ways to conserve without adversely impacting our research and production. I know that what I'm asking is difficult, but I'm also completely confident that we will rise to the challenge. I have some ideas that will be discussed in the next director's meeting. Until then, I ask that you please keep the need for conservation foremost in your thoughts. Father. Concerns. Response. Child synth prototype. I'm concerned at the pace of our progress in correcting the problems with the child synth prototype. I cannot impress upon this division enough the need to resolve these issues quickly and completely. Time and again, we've corrected flaws only to see them return. I find myself questioning whether we're thoroughly testing these fixes before moving on to the next item. You know that I have great faith in all of you, but time is quickly running out. I must ask that you take whatever measures are necessary to meet the project targets within the time frame. Please make this your foremost priority, Father. Out of character, I'm wondering if the reason why he suddenly wanted to make this child prototype is I think he's probably using the Sean synth, like the child Sean synth, to get, using him as not a bargaining chip, that's not the right word, but like use him to try to influence Gabriel, to try to entice him over to their side, because if there's something there that reminds him of the child that Gabe envisions him to have, that might make it easier for the Institute to convince him, I guess, to convince Gabriel to join them. Missing synth investigation. It has been brought to my attention that some of you are displeased with the methods and practices employed by the SRB division in its ongoing investigation into missing third-generation synths. I'd like to take a moment to address this matter. Firstly, know that I am aware of your concerns and that I intend to have a conversation with Director Io in order to ensure that he is also aware. Any disruption to your work must be taken seriously, especially at this critical time. However, I must also ask for a measure of patience and cooperation from all of you. It is simply impossible to gather the information necessary to carry out this investigation without an element of distraction and inconvenience. Remember that your cooperation is vital to bringing the investigation to a swift and successful conclusion. I'm sure that's something we all want, Father. Synth versus Android. As production of our Gen 3 synths continue apace, I would like to take this opportunity to formalize our categorization. The term android has been used interchangeably with synth for as long as the Institute has existed. And though some of our older residents may actually prefer android, Dr. Zimmer being a prime example, the term synth has always been more widely used. Today our third-generation creations are truly synthetic beings, so the designation synth seems more appropriate than ever. From here on, I strongly prefer all official Institute records and correspondences use the term synth or synths. Let us remember our pasts and appreciate the legacy of the android, but let us live in for the future and recognize the power of the synth. Father. View access logs. Access log. Access local login B'nai A. Notes reviewed crew assignments. Remove flight risk candidates. Access local login B'nai A. Access department notices. Access local login B'nai A. Notes updated 6th generation optics suite design schematic. Access local login Locan M. Notes access department notices. Access local login B'nai A. Notes submit second draft plan for alpha phase testing on VM functionality 3.0. Access remote login IOJ. Notes redacted. Advanced system notes, CIT, Corsair chip data, discarded ArcJet, find the Silver Shroud, Grognot, Gwinnett, log. Where's that holotape they told me to use? Network scanner, Operation Winter's End, personal log, Pitfall. Your new assignment. Isn't that the network scanner? Initiate network scan. Insert initiate holotape into its terminal. Give holotape to Proctor Ingram. Alright. Internal network detected. Run in their robotics division. Play tape. Network scanner added. You didn't see anything. Have I already used this one? Production schedule. We already did this one. I think I have to do this every single time. Network scanner. Retrieve. Okay. Retrieve the network scanner holotape. So do I have to do this every single time?
Hey, Doc.
The synths are treating you well, I hope?
Yes, treating me well. Yes.
Welcome to the Institute. Please step forward.
Can I use that terminal, sir? Thank you. Maintenance requests. Submitted by Oberly N. Found Unit J284 cleaning boardroom for the third day in a row. I don't think this unit has actually left the boardroom. Navigation software patched and unit returned to service. Submitted by AOJ. Unit X472 complaining of blurred vision in right eye. Unable to correct without permanent damage. Unit wiped and reassigned to Facilities Division. Submitted by Fillmore A. Primary drive breakdown on B347, third unit this month. Can we please look into this? Technician dispatched, submitted by Thompson E. Looks like the latest navigation software updated some issues. Found 2 Gen 1s trying to walk through walls. Pathfinding software updated. All Gen 1 units will be require a patch. Facilities notified. Submitted by Benet L. Hey Dad, Eve is having trouble speaking today. Lots of stuttering. Could you please look into it? Identified rare looping issue in speech subroutines. Corrected and patched. Surface work crew training. Group idents G3376 assigned units, location, site epsilon. Elapsed time 16/21/43. Last report 012/16. Notes: alert, radar attack. 1 unit abducted. SRB notified. Any awaiting update. Locan M. Group Gamma. Blah blah. Notes: site Gamma. Notes: report is now overdue. Continue to monitor. I'd give it another 2 days. Min A. Group notes: units H744, B621, KO84 recalled. Air, no data present. Last report. Notes: not getting as much as we're hoping for here. Might need to shut down Site Delta. Let's see what the next report brings. Locan M. Notes: Unit B888 removed. Unit T354 added. Error, no data present. View access logs. Local login bin AA. Update maintenance request. Local login bin AA. Begin review process on New work crew candidates. Local login Locan M. Access surface work crew training. Local login Locan M. Update maintenance request. Local login bin AA. Installing new operating system software. Network scanner. Internal network detected. Eject. Okay. I think that's all I needed to do, right? Give holotape. Yeah, retrieve the network scanner. Insert. Okay. I think that's all I had to do.
You smell like you've been above ground.
I guess, that's probably not a compliment. Not at all. Whoa, you're just taking each bone from the different shoots.
Hi there.
Bones and organs. Interesting. Still haven't gotten the answers that I'm looking for, though. Oh, here's...
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the 3rd primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase-out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. All set. Unit, you can return to duty.
Thanks
Hey.
again.
Of course. Everyone's excited about the new synth project.
Scanning unknown identity. Clearance confirmed.
Hey, Allie, I need to
The
talk to you.
Institute
Allie.
is my life. I hope it'll be yours too.
Well, that's still...
Doc.
I'm still trying to be convinced of that.
You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When
Ooh.
Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
To find my son.
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. I'll give you a quick rundown of the facilities division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward.
Thank
As
you.
you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters.
That's
the work
impressive.
we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
With what exactly?
On board with what?
The Institute, of course. Sean implied you operated on a level, if not equal, and at least similar to the rest of us. Curious. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the Facilities Division, I'm happy to discuss it.
Who built this place, originally? Has it been here long?
The construction of the Institute is the work of generations of scientists. The original survivors of the war, our progenitors, took refuge in the basement of the old Commonwealth Institute of Technology.
Right.
Over time, Their sons and daughters dug deeper into the Earth and built increasingly sophisticated habitats and laboratories. It's a process that's still going on today. Even now, we're digging out tunnels for new facilities and infrastructure. Just think what this place will look like 100 years from now. I hope I'm there to see it.
I wasn't done asking
Dr. Fillmore.
questions.
What's on your mind?
I still had more questions.
I'd like to know about the people in your division.
Of course. Dr. Lawrence Higgs is our mechanical engineer. He oversees the major life support and security systems. Power distribution is Dr. Evan Watson's area of expertise, and Dr. Newton Oberly is in charge of food and housing. He coordinates with bioscience to ensure that our meals are balanced for optimal nutrition. We also make use of a number of synth units for low-priority maintenance and labor.
Allie,
What's on your mind?
I still have questions, my dear.
it must be a challenge to meet the power demands of a place like this.
Absolutely. We scratch and scrape for every precious ounce of voltage that we can. Over the years, we've learned a few tricks that help supplement our power budget. When necessary, we can tap into select sources on the surface. We take only what we need, of course. Fortunately, Advanced Systems is always working on new solutions to generate more energy. It's a good thing, too, because the demand is always increasing. You don't even want to know what a single use of the molecular dematerializer consumes.
I can imagine, ma'am. Okay. Terminal. Alright, well, we're gonna use my brain. C-O-N C-O-C-T-I-O-N C-O-N C-O-C-T-I-O-N C-O-N C-O-T C-O-C C-O-N C-O-C-T-I-O-N C-O-N C-O-C-T-I-O-N C-O-N C-O-C-T-I-O-N C-O-N C-O-T-T-I-O. Oh, activating. Remote door control. Open door. Make my son proud of me. Cauterizer. My gosh. Tri-tool. These are like, are those like sonic screwdrivers? Sheesh. Applicator. Fusion cell. That's what I'm looking for. Science nerd stuff. I like high-powered microscope. Gotta collect all the nerd stuff. Oh yeah. Don't mind me. Bioscience. What's up these stairs? Oh, I already went through here. Oh, okay. That takes me back there. Okay. Good to know. Bioscience is the green.
All maintenance requests should be directed to the Facilities Division.
Okay. Institute of Bioscience. Huh. A lot of computers, a lot of machines. Whoa. I guess this is a storage area? Huh. More stuff. Recorder, large plate, applicator. I'll come back here later. Because I have... How's my inventory? It could be worse. Let's see what skeletons the Institute may be hiding. Novices locks. Gabe, you've got this.
That's it.
Stimpack. Yeah. High-powered microscope. I'm good with that. bioscience, like, department is huge. Got a lot of things here.
Yes.
Oh. What is this area? What the? Is this... What is this area? This does not look as clean as before. I guess this is one of the older ones? What the heck? It's one of the older living spaces. Oh, jeez. Alright. I'm wondering where Gabe managed to find himself. Ooh. Huh. Fascinating. And that opens and closes the doors. Okay. I'll take the fusion cell here. What is this place? Oh my! Sorry, son. Sean's like, what is my dad up to? You told me to explore, son, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I think this thing needs to be deactivated. Oh, jeez. That thing is powerful. Alright, so that thing is super powerful. I underestimated how strong that beam was. Okay, well, whoops. We'll come back to this later. We'll come back to that later. Alright. I'm not that curious as to what's over there yet. Oh. Oh. I see, I see. I may come back to that room later. It's good to know that that was there. Courser uniform. Black Institute lab coat. Courser uniform plus. Let's take a look at the Black Institute lab coat. Alright, that's not that much different. Let's look at the Courser uniform. Oh. Yeah, I kind of like him better with his lab coat. We'll put the Black Institute lab coat. The Courser uniform I might give to somebody else. Bioscience terminal. SCI Phase 2 development. Synths Zoological Initiative Phase 2 Development Journal. Initial thoughts. What to create? We've engineered creatures that inhabit the sky and the land. The next logical step is a creature of the sea. The greatest challenge remains data collection. Accurate measurements, behavioral data, life cycle, habitat, etc. Might Nahant have something useful? Note to self. Request that we allocate a scavenger team to that area. So which aquatic creature makes a good candidate? Start with size. Nothing too large. Nothing too large. T-O large. Nothing too small. Most promising candidates, genus Delphinus, genus Carcharinus. On-site habitat will be a logistical challenge. Expansion of bioscience likely necessary, including large water tank. Mainly logistical challenges to implement. Facilities division likely to oppose this. Have to pitch this as the first step in a broader plan. What else can go in the aquatic habitat? Can we grow food there? What other experiments could we do? Could we develop underwater synth modules? To carry out seabed salvage operations, probably far-fetched, need to work on this more. We'll table this journal for the time being. Focus on other priorities until I come up with more reasons that will benefit from the aquatic habitat. Can still gather data in the meantime. Warwick Homestead Initiative. Hey, I know Warwicks. I know about the Warwicks. Mission statement. The Warwick Homestead Initiative was conceived to facilitate field testing of various genetically modified specimens in the unique climate of the Commonwealth. The Warwicks were those family of people at that farm, the one on top of the sewage plant.